This afternoon, the Constitutional Amendment Act was laid in Parliament by Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bissessar. The act seeks to amend the THA Act and allow for more political autonomy for the island of Tobago. The details are in this report.
In keeping with the People's Partnership 2010 Manifesto, the Prime Minister has initiated the amendment of the THA Act of 1996 under the 5th schedule of the Constitution. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bissessar believes that Tobago has been excluded from the running of its own affairs since the annexation of Trinidad and Tobago in 1889. The PM came down hard on the PNM-led THA for having made no attempt at gaining internal self-government for Tobago since the NAR-UNC government laid the THA Act of 1996. Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar outlined the fundamentals of the Amendment Act.
The Constitution Amendment Tobago Bill 2013, and the bill speaks to itself. The bill seeks to amend the Constitution to enhance the legislative and executive powers of the THA with a view to promoting the internal self-government of Tobago. The bill will alter sections 5, 53, 54, and 61 of the Constitution and would therefore need to be passed by a special majority of 3/4 of all members of the House of Representatives and 2/3 of all members of the Senate.
Under the amended Act, the Executive Council of the Tobago House of Assembly will be given exclusive jurisdiction over certain matters pertaining to Tobago and will be collectively responsible for the general direction and control of policies in Tobago. The THA will now be entrusted with lawmaking powers in Tobago, and Tobago will be ensured a 6.9 to 8% allocation in the national budget per annum. Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar also stated that, contrary to what is being said, the Tobago House of Assembly was involved in the drafting of this act.
I've heard the Honourable Chief Secretary indicating that they were not consulted, but I'm advised that they made written submissions, the THA made written submissions. They submitted their own draft bills and recommendations to the committee on 19 July 2012. After a press conference at the Hyatt Regency Hotel that same day.
The PM said proof can be seen on the THA's website as well as in various print media. As to the Prime Minister's reason for making the changes to the Constitution as opposed to the THA Act itself, this was her response.
By making these changes in the Constitution, these new laws will automatically become incorporated into and therefore form part of the Constitution itself, unlike the THA Act. It will not be possible for these changes to be reversed or repealed unless the Constitution itself is amended, and that, of course, as you know, Mr. Speaker, would require a special majority.
The Constitutional Amendment Act for Tobago will be debated in Parliament on January 16th at 1:30 p.m. Patrice Samuel, Channel 5 News.